Hello, everybody, and welcome to my stream. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're having a good day. I know I was supposed to stream yesterday after my first one, but I completely got lazy, so I decided not to. But yeah, let's continue on with the Pride gaming, and we're gonna go straight to the game. We're gonna be continue on with I was a teenage exocolonist. All right, let's continue on. Let's see. Okay. Tangent is deep in conversation with one of the other scientists. He seems to be consoling her, though Tangent's face betrays with no emotion as he claps her on the shoulder and reassures her that she's doing really well for someone so young. That everyone compromised some of their samples when they were first learning. He leaves a Tangent's eyes as she goes to put her head in her hands, stopping short when she realizes she's still wearing gloves. She peels them off and digs her fingers into her eyes. Are you okay, Tangent? I'm fine, Tangent replies immediately. I compromised an experiment I was working on because the vent was still open when I was spraying the workstation down with sanitizer. She sniffs. It's so gross here, she says. I probably did the fungus a favor. Janet takes a bottle of sanitizer from under her workbench and cleans while she speaks. There are pollen spores everywhere she wants, and he comes over here and tells me I'll be okay. Tang is like it's his job to console and patronize me. What I get, Lord. I don't need people to be nice to me, she mutters. I need them to respect me. There's a difference. What I what I don't need, she continues, icily, is someone to pat me on the head and tell me it's okay and the adults will make it all better. I messed up, she says, just let me fix it. Don't make a big deal about it, like I'm a child with a boo-boo. Let's see, what else is up? Your dad was sniffing, sneezing pretty bad this morning. He collapsed around this time last year, so you've been feeling anxious about his health, especially now that the pollen is back. He's working hard in the fields, respirator hanging from his neck as he grunts and shovels down the dirt into a wheelbarrow. He sees you coming and stands up straight, coughing a little as he stretches his back. Hey kiddo, what brings you out here? Dad, you have to wear a respirator? Your dad makes blah 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 motions with his hand. I do. Don't look at me like that. I'm just getting some fresh air. It's hard to breathe with this thing on. I'm racing to get these pixie beans in the ground. He continues, we're all set to have a great harvest in time for Venturmina. He leans on his shovel, tucking one foot behind the other and rocking back and forth. Truth is, I've been working like a dog. I'd love to get out here for a while. Hey, what do you say you and I go for a little walk? He says, brightening. I know you don't get outside the walls much either, but we can do a little nature walk. I study all the plants from Verriger's bring back. I've never really seen them in a while. Sounds great. Awesome, your dad claimed. I knew you'd pick up what I'm throwing down. Your mom doesn't see the draw, he continues, flipping his shovel onto his shoulder and picking his way carefully out of the turnfield. She likes what she can control, but there's a whole planet out there and I want to go explore. He stops and doubles over, suddenly racked with a coughing fit that makes him unable to speak. He tries a few times to catch his breath, but each time he starts coughing harder. The pink pollen in the air swirls and eddies around you. Maybe you should stay indoors. Oh, your dad wheezes. You're just like Instance, that old stick in the mud. Heck, I remember when we were younger, she would always walking around with her nose in everyone's business. She always thinks she knows what's best for people. Despite his brave words, he has to hold onto you for balance as he catches his breath again. Okay, maybe not now is not the best time. He gasped, finally putting his respirator back on. But you and me, we had a date with the others. Oh, outside road, kiddo. I'm taking a rain check. Whew, he says, his eyes red-rimmed and streaming from irritation. I can't wait until Instant figures out a treatment for this shimmer thing. She says, maybe next year, maybe the other one after that. I'm gonna be first in line, you bet. That's not good. Not very good. Alright, let's see. Tutor. Kids. Reason, empathy, kudos. Let's go with biology. This week, biology class, you're studying sugar bugs. The native species looks like purple mushrooms about the size of your fist, all puffy and squishy and kind of cute. They don't move or do much, but if you tickle them, they excrete an edible syrup from a hole at the top of their bodies. And now, says Chief Engineer Instance, you're going to dissect one. +1 if a card is, yeah. What I get? Memory, Rebellion, and Cal. Okay. Instead, you and Cal right now say about the strange creature. Cal looks relieved. I'm taking mine home with me, he says, putting it sweetly. It spurts out a bit of syrup, and Cal laughs. I think it means she's happy. While researching for the essay, you learned that the sugar can actually regenerate after being cut into tiny pieces. That's how it reproduced. Your teacher was probably planning to surprise you with that fact. The morning after the section, the class filled with this happy sugar bugs once more. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, this one's locked, so okay. Hold on, let's see. 3. +1 if it has the highest value. Okay, let's see. Okay. Wait, what? What did I push? Wait, what? What happened? How I just pushed? Oh, whatever. New perk. Unlocks Xeno binary research and geoponics. Okay. Cool. Alright, let's see what's everybody up to here. What you up to, Dish? Dish is sitting with toggles on his jacket, watching the coming and going of the expeditions. I want to go with them, he mumbles, but like, not with them, you know? Like, I just want to be alone in the wilderness. The little smile plays across the corner of his lips. It sounds nice. Let's see what Kyle says. Hold this to your head now, my darling, you hear as you enter the garden looking for Cal. I'll help with the swelling. Cal is sitting with his mother, Auntie Tierra, who kneels beside him holding an ice pack of his head. Cal's eyes are a little puffy. He rubs them and sniffs as you approach. Hey, Solange. Tierra greets you with a kind of smile. Don't worry, real Centrance just took a tumble off of something he shouldn't have been climbing. Mom, Cal complains. It wasn't that bad. Are you okay? I'm okay, Cal reassures. I just bumped my head a little. Mom always knows how to make it better, he says with a boyish smile, even if I'm old enough to take care of myself. My brave boy, Tara says, stroking his hair. Thanks for humoring me. She looks over to you. Don't let him show off for you, Solange. Ground-based feats of bravery only for the rest of the day. Kyle whines and wrinkles his nose. Cool. I got a cool card. Alright, nice. Tara laughs and wraps him in the big motherly hug, rocking him back and forth despite his protest. Kyle's eyes close in happiness. He really loves his mom. Alright, let's see what else is going on, or do I... Ooh, what's this? Nice, nice, nice. Alright, I already got that. Let's see. This is okay. Let's see. What else can I do? Hmm. Which one? Bravery. Let me try combat runs. Part of self-defense training is training your body so that it can be ready for any situation. The security chief has you running laps, running through tires, climbing walls, and sprinting back and forth. He has this inverted anti-gravity pad that makes your limbs feel super heavy. When you do jumping jacks on it and then do them again in normal gravity, it feels like you could jump straight back through the wormhole. It's exhausting, but no different than sports ball training. Work out those muscles. 4 plus 2, 5. Ooh. Let's try this one. I get the card and then toughness. Cool. This is great. It feels good that rec actually challenges your body and encourages you to achieve peak condition. Alright, let's see. Hopefully I could get the thing. Hopefully. 2. Oh, let me see if I could get it like. Yo, we win it. Yay. Victorious. Awesome. You're getting older. It's that magical time in your life full of discoveries and possibilities when children become adults and their bodies change in weird, wonderful, and other embarrassing ways. Oh god, I know how that feels. When you were younger, Congruence gave your class a frank presentation about preparing for changes your bodies would experience in the next few years. Which parts of the presentation were most relevant to you? Oh. Voice changing, getting. Yeah, I guess that's. You and your friends giggled your way through Congruence presentation and left with a new appreciation of wonders of the human body. Puberty had felt like something that would happen so far in the future that it didn't apply to you. You put it out of your mind even as you noticed Cal's voice began to drop, or Mars starting to dress differently. Until one morning you wake up and something strange, something feels different. You just know something's off as soon as you open your eyes. Things are squelchier, squeachier than you expect them to be down there. You're having an exciting dream and then something happened and you already barely remember it. You just want to close your eyes again. You remember your sexual educational classes and you're really not ready for the real world practical applications. After a few minutes, you sigh and muster up the courage to look under your blanket. Yeah, that's a thing. Deal with the mess. You wait for your parents to leave for work, calling out to you and that you're going to miss breakfast. If you lie around in bed, you're sure when you're sure they're gone. You carefully strip the sheets out of your bed and stuff, then into the recycler. You put in a requisition of new sheets for the depot and continue on with your day. The night you find your dad waiting for you, he pulled your privacy curtain back to show you your stripped bed and looks up, knowing smile. You enter holding new sheets. He laughs, putting on an exaggerated detective impression. Now I can only think of one reason why a teenager suddenly cares about doing his own laundry. He points at you and exclaims, by, by, by Jove, I think I got it. What up, Selene? Got something to share with your old man? You can feel your face getting red as you ignore him and make your bed, but it doesn't stop him. Ah, kiddo, it's okay to feel a little wet behind the ears. You retreat into your bunk and slam the privacy curtain closed so you can't hear him make any more jokes. Ugh, he's so embarrassing. Oh, what's this? Oh, Orm. Oh, okay. What is happening? You feel on the edge today, like everything that happens feels so unfair and tragic. Like you want to punch stuff and then cry about it. Like you want to be left alone, but you also very desperately want attention. It feels like a thought of new energy starting to bubble up inside you. Dangerously uncontrollable energy. Welcome to puberty, Solane. Oh no. Hello, how are you doing? How are you? Hope you're having a great day. As you can see, I was a teenage exocolonist, and my character is going through puberty. So, you know, one of the scariest times of my life as well, you know. Let's see, where should I go? Oh, my character is very, very, very not happy, but I'll just do one more thing and then, hold on. I want to see if I could get the animal ones. I see lookout duty, animal, combat, lookout duty, perception. I already have a lot of perception. Defense training. Okay, let's do this one. What's, oh, it's an interesting game. It's you control this character, Solane, and you have to go through like a lot of things like to get your stats higher. You basically arrive on a new planet, so you're trying to like, you know, basically try to be accustomed and trying to adapt to the planet. So right now you play as you start out with 10 years old, and then right now I'm like 13, almost to 14. So I gotta build them up so I could be ready for the new world in this planet, you know. So it's strange. I just heard about this a couple weeks ago, so I started playing it. It's good. I like it. Okay, let's see. Yeah. And this is kind of like the gameplay. You go around talking to people, do these challenges. Cool, cool. All right. All right. I got my stats up. That's good. All right. Early dust now. Okay. Let's see if there's anything to... Okay, so... let me... Alright, relax. I'm gonna relax on the wall. Dish gives you a short nod as you climb up into the walls and take your place nearby. He's good company. If you're looking for a kind of company that leaves you alone and doesn't bother you very much, he's looking for the same. You're a good match for each other that way. Cool. Keep my memories. Cool. It's Vertumilia, time for speeches, games, and feasting. You stare hungrily at the feast table. Sure, it's mostly soy rations, but it's more food than you usually see at all at one time this year. Though, there's something new. Great big terrains of glowing beans. Weird. You try to sneak some food before the speech starts, but Chief Engineer stands, catches you, and smacks your hand away. Your mom gets really mad after her and causes a huge yelling match. Your dad directs you away from the table as Instance blames your mom for the way things are right now. Whatever that means. Your dad passes you a sweet to keep your tummy busy during the speeches. He's the best. Governor Edict takes the stage and manages to calm everyone down. Welcome, everyone, to our fourth Merchumilia celebration, she says. Speaking through a maxophoner, her voice has been getting weaker lately and can't reach the X's the square used to. I can't read, but you already know that. I'm proud, as always, to stand before you as your governor and to celebrate another year of peace and prosperity on this beautiful planet. Edic steps aside, wobbling a little as she walks, leaving she to complete the annual formalities. Your mom steps forward. This year's feast includes a new glowing-in-the-dark food, pixie beans, our first domesticated Vertumilia crop. The crowd applauds and your mom raises her hand. Credit goes to Geramium. He insisted we dictate a third of our field to them, so you'll always have him to thank for the light show in your toilets tonight. A smattering of laughter ripples through the crowd. Your dad chuckles nervously. Your mom smiles fades. As you know, we lost our hydroponics and Maribel soil during the wormhole incident, she says. These pixie beans will make up for the losses we faced with our herbs crops. Edic Wheedly voices rattles through the maxiphoner. Thank you, everyone. Let's get on with the games. The crowd packs away the chairs and the children gather in the square. Which competition do you partake in this year? Let's see. Let's try science fair. Tangent's science fair project is monstrously complicated. She gives a 20-minute speech about cell division and a few different brainstorm species that goes not just over your head, but the head of everyone in the crowd. But what is even doing locked up in the lab all day? Instance is intrigued. She asks Tangent a series of questions, soon honing in something Tang overlooked. Tang is so upset with herself she can barely finish answering. Your turn. Okay, let's see if I could get this one. Ooh, that's three, three, three. Alright. Hmm. What if I put this one? Hopefully I didn't mess up, because I don't want to mess up on this one. Oh, this is gonna be... What if I do this? What if I do this? No. Wish me luck, everybody. Yeah, I screwed up. I shouldn't have. Yeah, I screwed up. Your project this year is on the power generation, explaining the ways that the colony will be able to generate power once your nuclear engines eventually need to be turned off. You compared the effectiveness of burning mush wood pellets, bark, snow, and other thin oils they found in the southern swamps. Oh, what'd I get? Huh. You'd love to outfit the colony with solar power, but those panels are full of precious metals you haven't found alternates for on Virginia. You conclude that the wind and hydroelectric power are the easiest to maintain and the most sustainable, impressing everyone with your work model of the hydroelectric dam. Finally, it's time for the feast. The pixie beans are a hit. Your parents keep touting their many benefits. They grow well here. They're super nutritious, taste great. They're very versatile, and the kids love their bright multicolored glow. Your rumbling stomach has made you grouchy. Your parents won't let you eat until they finally stop bragging about their dumb beans. You consider the option pixie bean soup, pixie bean salad, pixie bean chili, even pixie bean aquafaba dessert. Everything glows in the evening twilight. You suddenly shove your pixie bean everything around your plate. You don't even want to eat them anymore. Stupid beans, stupid fest, stupid games, stupid everyone. Ugh. Every time someone turns to talk to you, especially about how great these beans are and how great your parents are for growing them, you'll just get more irritated. They're just beans. It's like they just love them beans more than they love you. You're probably just hungry. Eat your beans. You want to rebel against these stupid beans, but the truth is you're too hungry to resist. You count backwards from 10 to calm yourself down so you don't blow up at your mom. Why is she smiling all the time? Ugh, you settle on glowering at her over the plate of glowing beans. She noticed, but just purses her lips and turns away from you to talk to somebody else. Rude. Yeah, eat the beans. You shove food into your mouth, trying not to look like you're enjoying it. Okay, it is delicious as everyone says. You start to feel more human than the more you eat, right? Yeah, food. Food is great. You do feel better after eating something. Everyone's in high spirit after dinner, breaking off into little groups to talk or make music together as the sky darkens in the shortest night of the year. You feel your mood improve by a minute as your friends pull you into a fun rhythm clapping game. As your irritation fades, you wonder if it's what congruence meant when you are warned about your hormones. Would you make you feel out of control sometimes? When you go back to your quarters to get ready for bed, your dad gives you a big hug. It's exactly what you needed. Early dust. Okay, let's see what if anybody needs to say something. Maybe do an expedition. Maybe that'd be fun. Survey the plains. There's a boss event? Damn, okay. Let's see, what's this? Sparks nose is driving down, visibility is poor. You can barely see your hands in front of you. Challenge time! 14, okay. 1, 2, 2, 2. How about just... Wish me the best for the next round, chat. We did it, chat. Woo! We did it. You keep putting one foot in front of the other, relying on way forwarding and the fair bit of luck to make your way through. But you see something unexpected. You squint into the driving snow, but you see it's white on white on white and slightly hint of movement. It doesn't look corporal, also like a cloud, like the snow is coming from. It's impossible to get a closer look. You pull your collar tighter against the storm and move on. Let's see, what else is out here? What is this? One of your job as a surveyor is to document the flora and fauna through photographs. You spotted a small animal in the crook of a tree. It's so perfectly camouflaged you can only really see it when it breathes. You got a camera built into your hollow palm, but it's not equipped to capture difficult shots like this. You'll need to put it to work. Find a good angle. Alright, we got another challenge, folks. Let's do the twos, and twos. Or maybe 1, 2, 3. That's 11. Okay, let's just do twos then. Let's hope for the best, chat. 1, 1, 1. Can I change these? Okay. 12. How about this one? 13. Okay, I just need 11. Okay. Oh, 21. Oh, I'm an idiot. Ugh. Okay, this is gonna be a bad one. Oh, sweet. Okay. All right. We did it, chat. We did it, chat. Yeah. You climbed up your tree and get a great angle from above, not disturbing your subject. It comes out great. Very avant-garde. Utopia is glad for the shot. Hey, look, there's something over there. What's this? You're crossing a clearing when you hear a terrible cracking, pounding sound. A massive creature bursts through the trees, a boulder with arms and a bush growing out his back. A bush bulb. Utopia's mentioned these before. Part animal, part vegetable, and part mineral. These usually gentle giants camouflage themselves as part of the forest. Challenge. Bravery. Okay, that's 13, but let's see. Oh, that's oh, okay. That's not good. Let's get rid of this. 13. Okay. Okay, we'll go with 13. Next round. It's gonna be a tough one. Oh my god, this is gonna suck. Yeah. If there's a miracle, I'm gonna be happy, but... Oh, right on the money! Nice! We did it, chat! The creature pounds past you. Its powerful stone-like gorilla arms smashing the ground. It doesn't even seem to see you, and goes around you without even looking at you. You look around, but there's no sign of whatever motivated the bush up to run as fast. At least that's something you'd be grateful about. You stop to admire the light glittering of the water of the shallow circular lake when you notice some strange rocks near your feet, the pink and red bobbing in the shallow water at the shore. The rocks are flashing golden yellow. This one, then that one, then a pause. That one, then the first one again. You thought it was reflecting sunlight at first, but no, the rocks themselves are glowing. Repeat the pattern. You play a memory game with them, touching the stones in the pattern they gave you. You feel emotions coming from the rocks, affecting interest, gratefulness. Somehow you understand. They like the contact. Are they creatures or rocks? Sometimes the lines between these two can be blurry on Vertum. They can't move, but they learn about the world from creatures who pass by and touch them. Like the way animals rub to leave their scent. These rocks entice animals to play with them and leave information about the world. You get the sense they're excited for your new scent. To what end? You don't know. Now that's interesting. Hey, this thing again. Hey, thing. Something big suddenly bursts out of the jungle and scampers across the path in front of you. It looks like a miniature landslide, but bush cover stand being pulled forward by powerful arms. It's a bush bulb, and hot on its heels is a second, smaller one. These slow, thoughtful creatures are already so full of energy. They charge back and forth across the path as you wisely keep your distance from powerful animals, but for all the crushing and stomping they're doing, they don't actually seem angry. You'd swear they're actually being playful. Get closer to watch. I don't want to attack them. They seem to be playing a game of tug. When the chaser catches up to the runner, they reverse roles. They do it with such gusto that their surrounding underbrush is completely crushed in the wild circle. And also perfect circle. Then at once the first one crouches down in the path and tucks its arms and head under the bush on its back. You'd swear it was just a rock. No, the second one circles the first one several times, sniffing, then crouching in the same position. Now you might get your chance to pass them. Ooh, I want to keep watching. In perfect sync, the two creatures slowly stretch out and up, revealing their rocky bodies and reaching their surprisingly long necks up to the sky, then begin to shake their bushes and rattle their antlers in rhythm with each other as they stomp slowly around the clearing they made. You think they're dancing. The intensity of the dances increases. They're both shaking their backs so hard that some of their branches, fruits are flying loose. Instinctively, you reach out and grab a piece of fruit, and that movement, the dancer shifts and... Youch! One of them steps on your hand with the full force of his massive body. You let out a cry and clutch your hand. Oh, that looks bad. The two creatures had been so intent on each other that they hadn't noticed you there. They're so startled and perhaps embarrassed that they take off running in the opposite direction. Well, that was weird. You're too run out to continue. You have to go home now. Ah, great. I injured my hand. You're back! Alright, I'm gonna spend the time on the wall. Okay, alright. Let's hook them on off. Relaxing. Let's forget this one. Dun, 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 dun. I want to see what else is there on the adventuring thing. 6 events remaining, 4 collectibles remaining. I want to see what that boss event is. That seems interesting. Let's keep exploring. Boom. Okay, this is where the big one that hurt my hand, so. Okay, let's see what this event is. The terrain here is strange, some kind of smooth rock covered in leech and tiny plants. It's really warm and the spark snow melts when it hits. Carefully move over it. Alright, it's time for a challenge, chat. Let's see if we could get this one. They're becoming more and more difficult, which is scary. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. We need to get 16, alright chat? Alright, let's hopefully this is it. All the way. Let me change that. Yay, we did it! Oh! Yeah, we got super goal! We did it, chat. After cautiously walking around it for a few minutes, you observe quietly, you realize the ground is alive. It's rumbling very slightly. What you thought was just a rock slowly opens. It is an eye. It stares at you dreamily, and you stare back, fascinated. This must be a very ancient creature. It's so vast. It's completely merged into the surrounding. There are even trees growing around it. A little animal like a moth with huge webbed feet lands between you and the massive eyes and starts preying. The eyes dilate and focus on the moth. Then it slowly closes again, and then what you think might be contentment, after a minute, you feel a faint rumble under your feet. Regular breathing in and out, snoring. You creep off the creature and carefully not wake it up again. Creepy. New perk. Collectible respawns faster and more slots are filled. Okay. Alright, let's see what this is. Not much to find out here, but the peaceful atmosphere is great for contemplation. You find a particular beautiful little plateau where you can see the plains spread out before you like a picnic blanket. Round lakes dotting the land like glimmering mirrors. Dish is scouting further ahead. He was eager to find something of interest. Remember this spot for later. Oh. You focus, what do I get? Stress and okay. You focus on the sounds around you. You're breathing and feeling of your butt on the rock, slightly cool breeze on your face. It's very peaceful. You can feel yourself relax as you become one with the planet. That was nice. Okay, let's see what else. We'll see what this event is. A series of small circular pools chained together to form an impassable body of water. You can see an obvious route through, though the path does continue off the distance on the other side. Look for a place to cross. Alright guys. Alright chat. We're gonna have to figure this one again. Okay. Hopefully that's good. 0, 1, 1, 2. Oh, this is not good. Okay, chat. Hopefully the next one could what do I have to do this now? Oh, come on. Okay. Victorious. There's a narrow path placed where two pools meet that you think you can leap over. These little ponds look too small to house anything really dangerous. You hope. You approach the water edge. Leap of faith. You make it over the narrow gap. Nice, you feel empowered. Awesome. Alright, sweet. Oh, exclamation point. Alright. There's a deep circular pond here, filled with clear crystalline water. Small, transparent creature like jellyfish bob around in it, rippling with iridescence. Dish is with you in a characteristically bad mood, despite the jaw-dropping beauty of your surroundings. He plops grumpily down on the bluff to watch the water. Watch with him. You aren't watching for long when a tentacle reaches up and plucks one of the jellyfish from swimming, dragging it down into depths. Some massive xeno must live at the bottom of the pond, fascinating as you watch. It plucks two more. It seems to prefer the larger, older one. Maybe it's like a farmer tending to the flock, or just a sneaky predator. You take some notes, particularly you should think twice about swimming. Whoa. Take a nap at the shore or stay clear. Let's go swimming and see how dumb we are. We are dumb teenagers, so. When you were very young, you learned to swim through the air in 0G. Swimming in the water is different, but some of the principles are the same, so you get the hang of it quickly. It's invigorating. You stay near the shore and let the jellyfish tickle your feet. It's going great until a tentacle grabs your ankle and everything goes terribly wrong. You flail your arms, fighting the gentle pull of the tentacle. Dish watches from the shoreline. You think he's frozen in shock, but you can call. Dish, help. Dish moves closer to the pool. Panic doesn't help. He mutters, calm down and just calm down. See? You stop flailing and tentacle stops pulling. See? If it's not pulling you under, Dish, it's just checking you out. After a while, a tentacle releases you and disappears into the depth. Dish helps fish you out of the things that pool that helps you ringer. Say nothing. Don't do that again, Dish says, sounding furious. Actually, if you drowned in here, it would have been my fault. Don't ever do that again. You realize he's upset because he cares about you in his way. You mumble a thank you and grab the towel and dry off. Really? That's the end? I don't. I'm guessing that was like the boss thingy. Let's see what else is there, then we'll leave the area. Because I remember there was like another one that I could check out. Maybe? I don't know. I wasn't sure. Maybe I was wrong. Oh, there it is. It's a cloudy day. You hear the crash of thunder from somewhere nearby. Sounds like it's getting closer. Oh. Suddenly, a massive and possibly tall something punctures a cloud and slams into the ground ahead of you. It's as tall as a skyscraper and a meter wide, covered with a chitinous bone like an insect. It might be a leg? Another crashing down then another. The creature's body must be up in the clouds so high that you can't even see the legs. Your first leg lifts. The first leg lifts up and moves towards you. You're in shock. Your body simultaneously screams at you to stand and run. Stand still and run. You watch the clouds, and as the next leg breaks through, you dodge it and slams down nearby. You've been enough to force it crush to boulder to dust. The creature is unbelievably massive. You're like an ant to it. As it passes over here, you marvel at how such a thing could even exist and hope it never wanders any close to your colony. Damn. Okay. I'm glad I checked that thing. Did I get the card? Hopefully I get the card. Hey there again. As you bump into Dish, he's being so still and quiet, hunched over and looking down at a little no. He shushes you and points, don't scare them. You follow his finger and see what looks like a bush shaking violently. Two bushes, actually, at opposite ends of clearing. Oh, it's the bush bulbs. They're far from far away, and they really don't just look like plants and rocks. They're fighting over territory, Dish says. How do you know that? Dish shrugs. If you're quiet, you see them a lot. You watch and the two creatures face off, rhythmically rustling, and then the leaves grow out of their heads in backs. Their not gangly branch-like antlers swing out over their hands as they rear up to full heights. Even from far away, they look imposing, like angle boulders. One goes, then the other. They watch each other carefully, alternating and repeating the other's motions, trying to outdo each other. Ultimately, the smaller, more gracefully one seems to be declared the winner. The loser plops back down and shuffles away into the jungle, defeated. Okay, I got that. I should go home soon. Okay. See if there's anything interesting left here. And we're back. Yeah, let's go home. We did a lot. Cool. Let's see. Okay, perception's way up, and animal and biology, bravery. For the last one, let's try toughness and combat. Yeah, let's get combat a little bit more higher. Amin's big brother Calm teaches karate techniques to the class. Kick, punch, flips, all that cool stuff. He's much more calm than security chief Rec and takes the time to connect with you instead of just relying on intimidation. You kind of wish he was the chief of security instead. Maybe one day. Rec can't be the boss forever, right? Calm organized your first karate tournament. Well, he doesn't call it tournament. It's more like an exhibition to show off how far everyone has gone in their training. They're informal sparring matches and feats of strength like high kick challenges and breaking boards. Despite Calm's best intentions, Anna is absolutely taking this like a competition. She takes her place next to you in the board breaking station and gives you a challenge look, tossing her unruly hair over her shoulder. Is it on? You break board until your hands are red and sore, but it's now a competition, and Inman chews through those boards like they're made of soy bars. Inman is encouraging. You're getting good. You just have to focus on your power on through your body more. Like it's not just your hand doing the work, she says, slapping you on the back. Oh, how are your hands not even sore? It was close though. It wasn't really, but it's nice, she said. So, defense training. All right, let's go. Let's do this. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we did it. What if I put this? And this? No, okay. I'm getting too greedy. I win. Yay! We did it, chat. Alright, let's go to the wall. Relax on the wall. You sort of half-heartedly scouting by walking along the walls when you come across what looks like a little memorial shrine tucked into the enclave. It is a drawing and mementos for the people who passed away, including Tammy. You struck once again by the senselessness of her death, letting the grief wash over you, just as strong as the day she died. It's hard to believe that you came this far through space only to lose a friend in such a sudden and pointless way. You leave the shrine as it is. Relaxing. Let's get rid of this one. Yeah. It's been a long month of cooped up indoors while it poured rain and everything got too muddy and gross to play outside. You and the other teens are in the lounge again, and everyone's getting a little angsty. Tangent and Cal are bickering about something, and Dish must be bored enough that he's letting Mars paint his fingernails. Wait. Okay, the microphone's acting up, so, okay. Enemon is trying to dance she learned from watching holovids, and she's failing miserably. The sound of her music fills the room. You're starting to feel a little off, too, but, like, it's weird. Like, you want to yell, but at the same time, you want to take off all your clothes and streak through the colony square. Enemon dances a little too close, but Mark's collection of nail polish, bumping into the table and sending them off herself, cluttering the floor. Hey, watch it! Dish snaps. Dance your stupid dance somewhere else. It's not stupid, and it sniffles from the floor. You didn't have to be so mean to me. Boo-hoo, Mars teases. What are you going to do, dance about it? Ugh, you're so childish. Who even cares? Hey, everyone, just shut up, Kyle exclaims from across the room. Honestly, you all fight all the time. You stay inside where it's nice and dry, and you don't appreciate how hard everyone else is working. It's just whine, whine, whine. It's not better just because you work outside, Tang joins in. You're not special, Cal. If I wanted to, I could work outside. She opens a hollow palm and flies her fingers over the screen. There, see, next month I'll be working in geoponics. How do you like that? Then you can nag me about the soft hands all you want. Edith pokes her head in from the command corridor. Children, keep it down. We can hear you all the way from the bridge. Everyone goes quiet for about a second, then explodes into arguing again. Edith throws her hands in the air and retreats down the highway in defeat. Let's go to this one. Everyone ignores you and keeps squabbling. Marsh chases Kel and everybody else chases her, and somehow you all end up in the classroom. Suddenly Marsh shouted, "Okay, everyone, everyone." She claps her hands. "One, two, three, look at me, everyone. Shut up." Everyone stops arguing and looks at Mars in shock. "I have an idea," she says. "We should decorate the classroom." No one seems excited by the prospect until she adds, "With toilet paper. Come on, it's pretty." Now everyone's on board. You feel yourself getting excited too. This is so naughty. You might get in trouble, but who cares? Make it into a competition. You split the classroom in half and break up into two teams, and whoever completely covers half first is the winner. Everyone agrees readily, even Callahan. He hates competitions. Your team is doing well until another team sends Tangent over to sabotage your process. Mars complains as Tang runs around, tearing down your garlands. But Amin on the other team insists that there was no rules against sabotage, so it's all totally fair. This makes Mars shriek in indignation and goes flying at Amin, knocking her down the floor in vicious hair-pulling battle. All the noises attract the attention of Chief Engineer Innocence, who throws her hands up in dismay at the state of the room. The kids scatter before you can make anyone clean up. The next day you feel terrible. It feels like your arms and legs are made of lead, and it takes so much energy to do anything. You can barely make it out of bed. All the energy from yesterday has been drained out of you, and then some. The last of the week, some of you can't even get out of bed, and then you do. Your moods are all over the place. Aggressive, sulky, impulsive until your batteries run out, and you sleep for 12 hours straight. You're resting in the lounge with your friends, watching holovids and grazing on roasted pixie beans, when your dad and Chief Instance comes storming through the door. "You!" Instance snaps, smacking the bowl out of pixie beans out of your hands. "Stop eating those this instant." Mars looks like she's about to smack those sense into Instance, but your dad steps in. "I'm sorry, everyone. We were wrong about the pixie beans. They're not safe for you kids to be eating." "You've been feeding us poison?" Mars shrieks. "Oh, ew, ew, ew. Do my dad know you tried to kill me?" Your dad spreads his hands. No, they're... Don't worry, Mars. Calm down. They're not poison. They're just a chemical in them that hyperbonds to estrogen and testosterone, your teenage growing hormones. And your brain likes binding in the new molecule a lot more than the regular kind. It's been making your moods unpredictable, causing periods of hypermania. When Mars just stares blankly at him, he laughs awkwardly. "The translation," he says, "it's been making you kids act silly and feel sick. I'm sorry." Instant frozen. "If I'm doing this to kids, it's not too long until it builds up enough to affect the rest of us, too. Until further notice, no one's eating a single pixie bean." Your dad looks distraught. Flu was right," she says, collapsing in a nearby chair, rubbing her eyes. She didn't trust these things, but shit, she's still going to be pissed when we don't have another successful food source. You look at him in shock. You hardly ever seen him swear. It's more worse than you think. Your dad sits there in silence for a long time. Damn. Glow! Glow looks very nice. You find Dish illuminated by one of the glow of his hypo screens. "It's easier to read when it's dark," he explains. "There's less glare. This is best season." You dare Dish to explore the creepiest part of engineering, deep down where Chief Engineer Instance never goes, under the recycling room where they say there's a ghost. You set the mood and sneak around behind you. Put on the holopalm flashlight until your face shot and boo. Bravery. He rolls his eyes. "So Lane, think about it. If there were a ghost on this spaceship, one of them would be my mom." "Oh yeah, you guess. That would scare a normal person, but Dish still isn't scared of anything." Bravery, damn. Ooh. Alright. Let's creativity and persuasion. Alright, let's do that. Humanities. You study the topic of how justice can be mitigated by various legal systems, culminating in a mock trial based on a legal system of your own design. You're supposed to use a broad knowledge to design the best system, but no one in the class can resist adding their own bizarre rules, like not being able to use certain words or having to beat your accuser in a foot race before they're allowed to defend yourself. It's good fun, but not exactly a shining moment in the history of justice. Alright, time for a challenge. What if I do 4? Yeah, we did, chat. Hooray, chat. Victorious. Another year, another glow. Everyone's pretty sure there's going to be an attack this year, so the colony's on high alert. You're collecting glow files of the geoponics garden with Cal and Amin when the sirens begin to wail. You all stop what you're doing and look at each other nervously. Your parents run off to help defend the farms, telling you to get inside the greenhouse and stay quiet. Una declares she's going to the walls to watch the soldiers fight. She knows a good spot. Help defend the gates. You scramble down from the walls and are immediately faced with the ceiling walls of hop eyes. You kind of thought they were the only handful. They were usually peaceful creatures in the previous years, but there's swarms of them now. And not just hop eyes. Once your eyes adjust to the chaos, you can see large creatures look like walking bushes. These wild centipede-looking things with long spider legs, at least one giant many-eyed things. They're hovering clears of ground, defying gravity. They all seem to be excited into a frenzy, attacking everything in sight, trying to get through the walls. It's dark and chaotic. Com sees you through the fray. Celine, he shouted, get to safety, and suddenly not sure if it's a good idea. But then you look up and see Amin shouting encouragement on the wall. Oh, I don't have. Making up with guts for what you lack in sense of skills you charge in without a plan or a real weapon. Oh shit, that's not good. You immediately rammed in the side of the wall, looks like a living pile of rocks, and go down. You see sky and then dirt, and as you're tossed through the air before you land on the heap of base of the wall, without ringing in your ears, you hear me screaming for Khan to help. You stumble to your feet, body vibrating with adrenaline. You feel blood tickling over your face and it hurts like someone stabbed you in the chest when you breathe. Crown runs over and sends bolts of energy, cursing from his dung loves of creatures, but most compromised of rock seems unfazed. It does, however, swing its head to look at him, giving you a chance to flee. Combat impossible. Crap. Man, this is gonna be... I'm just gonna cheat and do this. Because it's technically impossible to win this one, so I'm gonna see if I could cheat. What if I do this? 17, okay. Or this. Okay. Oh my god, this is gonna be a pain in the butt, isn't it? Oh, I did. I should not have done that. I am an idiot. Can I redraw everything again? Wait, what? No, 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 I didn't want to do that. No! I did not want to do that. Oh, that's crap. I did not want to do that. I don't know why it did that, you know? I don't think this is gonna work. Oh my god. I don't know why I did it the other time. That was so strange. What if I put this? Yes. Doesn't really do much. This sucks. That last one really screwed me over. Yeah, I got it. Oh my god. Your broken body's leaking like a garden hose, but somehow you managed to improvise a spear out of a little bit of rebar from the ever-present construction and throw yourself at the gargantuan creature. You and Calm Duncan weave around the monster, him getting its attention, you jamming the spear into its armored body looking for weak spots. It seems impossible. The thing is a rock, and you can feel yourself begin to lose hold of reality. Your vision is phasing out on the edges. Finally, Calm yells, "There!" as it roars. You lunge for its snap-jaw mouth and jam the spear in it up there. There's a terrible moment where nothing happens. In a habit fate, and then the creature tosses its head, and you with it, flipping you in the air and into its mouth. Like a frog being eaten by a big turtle, the legs kick in the air, insufficiently as it tries to gobble you whole down. Oh, crap. It's dark here. It's not a very happy place. You mercifully wrench back out again before the acidic grinding of the gizzard causes you to lose consciousness entirely. Calm drags you away as a fresh group of troops tries to drive the beast back out of the colony. What's that? Okay, what's this? Question mark. Injured. Oh, crap. You need time to recover from your injuries, but the doctor insists patches you up well enough that you can make it back home that night. Your parents are arguing quietly at your little table. I'm telling you, it wasn't a fluke, your mom says. They're not just wild animals. They have a plan. The fields, the lights. Okay, your dad replies, taking her hands across the table top. We have to tell people what we saw in geoponics. They look up, noticing you at the doorway. Your dad's worried expression quickly changes to a smile. Hey, Radabaga, or I don't know. Then he sees that you're limping, still a little loopy from the med bay. Selene, what happened? Are you hurt? What happened to the fields? Your mom says, don't worry about that. She snaps. Go get to bed. It's late and we have a lot to work on to do tomorrow. Clean up. Crap. I'm 14 now. Okay. Everybody looks different. Tang is Tang is tapping away at the hollow screen, smiling into herself. Great news, Solane, she says. According culturally insensitive reckoning of mental prowess once used by humans on Earth, and by that I mean IQ testing, I am officially considered a genius. She shrugs. Tell me something I don't know. Want to study together? Cool. You and Tanya sync your hollow palms and play a game together where you race to assemble chemical compounds using a simple programming language. Tanya is a whiz at this and breezes through the levels, barely breaking a sweat. We'll take it. Okay. You can tell she's hiding a smile when she looks over your shoulder and help you particularly trick your algorithm. And then grabs you by the shoulder. Solane, you gotta help me, she says urgently. Mom keeps talking about how we're gonna have to start having babies and she gets to look about her. I don't want to have any skunky babies. And it shudders with her body. Why'd I gotta be a girl body anyway? I'm tougher and stronger than lots of boys. No one's telling them to have babies. Wanna try to train together? On your way to your sports ball pitch, Amin shares the story about time her brother, Calm, once spiked the ball so hard that he broke Utopia's nose, back when she used to play sports ball too. She describes it in gory detail. But don't go easy on me, she exclaims. That's why we have med beds, right? Plus, I might get a cool scar. She thumbs a blue scaled scar in her jaw, right under her ear. You catch Dish on a ridge overlooking the wilderness, bobbing his head along something playing through his hairspeak. He doesn't notice you walk. He jumps when you tap on his shoulder and scrambles to turn the hollow pen. Don't sneak up on me like that, he grumbles, then flops backwards on the grass to look up at you. Man, I was just getting to the good part of the song. What are you listening to? Just looks away. Just some old music from hers. You wanna like it. Try me. You sit down beside Dish and extends your hand to the link of your hollow palms. Dish stares at you for a few seconds before pressing his palm to yours, and music floods your brain through your hairspeak. Dish takes his hand back and weaves his fingers together, timid. I listen to a lot of her music. He says, Dude, do you like it? I love this band. Dish cracks a smile revealed. Good, he says. It's my favorite right now. I always listen to the same album on repeat. It's comfort music. I really like her voice. He stares into his lap. Sometimes I feel like the lyrics are about me, he admits. They're just so deep, like my soul really gets this kind of music. But don't tell anyone, okay? It makes me feel better thinking that someone knows my pain, even if it's just a dead earth woman. Sounds deep, man. Dish nods and closes his eyes. Yeah, he replies. I have a lot of time to think. Not like everyone else here. Yo, cutscene, Waro. That looks nice. I really like the art. Really beautiful. You lie back in the grass and listen to Dish music. Introduce him to some new music. Flirt with Dish. Okay. You reach out tenderly and link your pinky finger with Dish, feeling his tense up beside you. He darts you a nervous glance, then looks back up in the sky when he sees you looking back at him. His cheeks go completely red. He doesn't hold your hand, but he doesn't move his away either. Aw, that was cute. Hopefully this is not DMCA or something like that. Hopefully it's like from the game itself, which, you know what I mean. Kao is standing in the garden watching a pair of Thor's moth flutter ahead. They're the worst, he says, frowning when we gotta find a better place to put the grain, cause they get in everywhere. You'd be surprised what kind of hole they can squeeze through. Wanna hear a fun nature fact? You recently overheard the children learning about how to count studying Hopeyes. Hopeyes have 1 foot, 2 tail forks, 3 stomachs, and 4 eyes. And if you see 5 of them together, that's lucky, Cal laughs, finishing the mnemonic with you. Wait, how do you find out that Hopeyes have 3 stomachs? I don't want to know. see, that's Mars? Where is she? Okay. Oh, Hazelnut, Mars says, breezing past you. I'm sorry, I can't talk now. I'm on the way to work in command. She stops where you. She stops when you don't sound amazed enough. You know, the supply depot? She clarified. It's the most important job in the whole colony. Everything gets met. Anything that gets made here goes through me first. Mars' smug smile gets. Oh, wait. Mars' smug smile gets somehow even more smug. Plus, I get the first pick of all the best stuff. Could I work there with you? Well, Mars hems and haws. I suppose there's a lot of work to do alone. I do like you. We should stick together. Mars, whatever Mars does to pull administrative strings works because an hour later you get a message from them on your holoplan. They're dubious that you'll be able to rise to the responsibility of the role, but that's nothing new. She is dubious about everyone and everything, but they agree Mars should be more effective if she had someone else to keep an eye on her. Oh, there's a collectible. I was like, what's that noise? Alright, probably need combat learning, because after that whole mass combat. There are so many different trainings and stuff today. They're breaking into stations. What do you want to work on? Sure, the helmet straight. You load up a training program in vert space. Reality fades into your awareness replacing by a rolling neon landscape and thumping bass beat. Shapes start flowing towards you, forcing you to dodge, weave around them to beat of the music. You work up a sweat, lounging and throwing your body around the mat, but it barely feels like work at all. You feel moderately more aware of the surroundings. Alright, let's not mess this up. Yay, we did it, chat. It's your birthday. Wake up from a night of blistery, peaceful dreams. No nightmares, no premonitions, just a pleasant feeling of contentment. You stretch your arms over your head, blinking in the watery, quaint sunlight that seeps through the porthole window. Things are always changing on Vertimana, but you can't help but feel like things are changing for yourself. Too, not just your body, but your mind, your emotions, your future. 14 is going to be your year. Your parents have been working around the clock since the last attack, trying to get the fields right again in time for this year's planting. Spark snows have already started falling. Every day they come home complaining about having to clear it. They ask you to ping them when you're awake so you can share birthday breakfast in your quarters instead of sitting shoulder to shoulder with everyone else during the breakfast service in the canteen. You fire them a message and lie back in your bunk, watching dust motes floating lazily in the flight. After a minute, there's a knocking on your door. It's antecedent. She sweeps into your room and bustles the skirts and shawls, sits down beside you on your bunk. Oh, look at you. She says, happy birthday, beautiful 14-years old. Oh, bleh. She leans in and gives you a motherly kiss on the forehead. It's been years since you took care of you in the children's creche. But all the kids still call her auntie and think of her as close relative. Her sweet baking bread smell as comforting as ever was. I like him. Okay. She sits back and takes one of the hands in both of hers. Solane, ever since I held you in the arms as a baby, I knew you were so special, so important. You're becoming a young man, but I want you to know I will always, always be here for you, just like your mom and dad, she says. Yeah. Okay, Auntie. She smiles and tucks a woolly lock of your hair behind your ear. I guess you're old enough to call me Aunt Annie now, if you like, or even Annie. Now, come on here, Aunt says, spreading her arms wide. Give us a great big hug. You hug her, enveloping yourself in a warm and familiar softness of her. Over her shoulder, you see Unman standing in the doorway. Well, her hair, anyways. She's been growing it out, and still not hiding it behind a corner. She skips into your quarters. Happy birthday, bud, she says, bouncing on your bunk. Way to get older. Enjoy being 2 years older than me for a few months. Thanks. I thought you were on your way to the med bay, Annie tells her. Amy shrugs. Annie turns to you. Annie is supposed to be her to get her menstruation station implant today, she says. Interesting. Okay. Mom, Annie hollers. Gross. Elaine doesn't want to hear about my period. Annie smiles fondly at her daughter. It's nothing to be ashamed of, Annie. Getting your period is a beautiful thing. It reminds us that we have the ability to make life. It's a sign you're growing up and becoming an adult and ready to take on the responsibility of taking care of that life. Annie wrinkles her nose and throws herself on your bed. I'm never making life. Ew. What's the matter, scared? No, exclaims, punching you in the arm. No, no, of course not. It just super sucks that now everyone's talking about how I'm becoming a woman and how I'll finally look different than my brother. Duh. She points at you. Don't you start too. I'll still kick your ass at sports ball, even with cramps. Your parents finally arrive, still damp from the fields, and bring the smell of crisp, tangy snow to the clothes. Oh, look, birthday visitors. Your dad exclaims. Annie, are you staying for breakfast? Annie reaches her bag and brings a stack of tiffins. No, thank you, but I brought you your order for me from the kitchen, seeing as I was stopping by. She pats your head one more time. Happy birthday again, Selene. You'll always be my baby, even when you're all grown up. Your mom shakes her head and Annie leaves. Annie and Man leaves. Oh, Anne, she laughs. Sentimental to the core. She starts laying on the culinary for breakfast, but I don't know how the colony would manage without her and the children's trash. Crash, she says, points a fork at you. Family is more than the people that birthed you, Solane, and don't you forget it. Mid-quiet. What you up to, buddy? I've been foraging a lot, Jish says, hitching his bulging backpack on his shoulder. There's a lot to eat if you don't mind eating bugs and mushroom. Interesting. Your dad is watching your mom work. You can really see the hearts in his eyes. Your mom is an incredible lady, she says. He says, dreamily. True love is hurling yourself into space and with somebody and hoping the best for your children. Ew, that gross. Help with the animals. Your dad is working with the float cows. One of them is sick and isn't producing enough urine as ballast, and he keeps wanting to float away. Your dad is building a spike so he can tie her down until she feels better. You hold onto the leash feeling like a little kid with a balloon, a big woolly gassy balloon. It looks down at you with placid, unblinking eyes. You can see yourself refracted in them. Weird. Neat. Your mom mutters to herself as she pulls potatoes from the ground in clusters barely larger than your palm. Still, you hear her say, before your head jerks up and sees she's still at that. I didn't see you there, Selene. What do you need? I don't have organization. Crap. Okay. Hmm. I'm almost in creativity, so maybe a good creativity. Study humanities. Good morning. Wait. Congruent chirps. Today we're going to talk about the formation of Famine group and our decision to leave Earth. It's a very exciting topic and we think you should finally be ready to hear about it. Let's dig in. You know, it's how it started. Economic and environmental instability coupled with deeply entrenched hatred and had thrown the Earth into chaos. And you know how it ended into the chaos? Your parents formed the Famine group with a plan to leave Earth. 20 years later, they and their star-born children, you slid through a wormhole and ended up here on a planet you called Virtuemon. But there's so much you don't know. Congruence pulls a hollow projection of an assuming human with a firm maternal gaze. This is planktonic ascending Wang Bufa Schmidt, she says, the spiritual leader of the Vermont movement. They were the people called the speculative fiction writer. The Vermonti project proved that the writing through speculative was far from fiction. Sci-fi artist. Arthur, yes, it says it. The best-selling novel Life Beyond the Einstein-Rosen Bridge took the story of a fictional utopia on the other side of the real-life anomaly at the edge of the solar system. Scientists had been investigating the wormhole for years, but it took a post to imagine we should travel through it. Wang, Buffer, and Schmidt writing centered across the idea of humanity building a technical utopia on another world. Translated to 100 languages, this was a compelling idea to people at the time, so fans started connecting in virtual space. Far from just a book club, these people bonded over mutual aid amongst the increasing unrest of their own countries. They were committed to Wang, Buffer, Schmidt idea of a future where everyone is treated equally without prejudice. But they realized it couldn't be done online, Congruence tells you. Though committed to social justice, the group saw the impossibility of forming a truly egalitarian society where also reckoning in their own implicit bias and the diverse content of their real lives. They realized that this was work of generations and the solutions looked like the future. The image is a squat, congruous building with a rooftop garden replaces Wang. I'm not going to say that. It says Wang. Around the edges of the classroom, the hollow spread gives the impression of towering walls topped with razor wire. The first Birdman colony congruence tells you 400 people volunteered to sacrifice their own culture beliefs to walk through these doors, agreeing to come up with a new way of life where would be taught their children. Babies were convinced from eggs and sperm donors chosen by lottery and raised commonly like as the second generation of the very group. These babies were your parents. So wait, some kind of cult? Yes. That's not good. Congruence tells you clearly the Vernon group was widely considered to be a non-religious cult members was outlawed in most countries. Pantani extended Wang was later assassinated for their connections to the group, and the ensuing violence affected many lives. You think her mom and her prospect learned how she rarely talked about her life on Earth. The hollow projection now shows the compound under siege as most colonies were founded. Word got out that the Vernon Group's social experiments congruence continues. Assimilations were an unpopular ideology at the time because they had been used to commit terrible genocides on Earth. This, combined with panic from the first group, were destroying the family unit of raising an army of genetic super and leaving behind a heritage, traditions, rules, and resentments. They hope that humanity may be wiped. The hope that humanity may be wiped clean of centuries of intergenerational trauma. Congruence sounds like she's reciting doctrine. Even the first generation of Vernon groups wasn't certain it was possible. You're the beginning of the new beginning. Who knows where we could be able to. You feel like you're not going to get a nonsense answer from the ship's AI. The image of a burning compound is replaced with the stratospheric on a launch pad. Luckily, the next phase of the project was ready to launch. 100 colonists were elected to leave Earth on a colony ship to see the far-flung corner of the universe of a human culture. The smiles, the ultimate goal of the Vernon group was you, children, she said. The generation raised completely unburdened by troubles of the plague Earth. Isn't that lovely? So much information. Your head is so stuffed with ideas and might burst, especially how as your parents never mentioned this stuff before. They waited to tell you because they wanted you to grow without feeling different based on your genetic makeup or family history. It's hard to imagine having a different culture than your neighbors. You wonder what it's like. Everyone's celebrating different holidays, eating different food, speaking different languages. Are you missing out? Or are you better without it? Like the original colonists believed. It's hard to say, as the decision was made for you long before you were born. All you can do is be the best Solang you can be. Studying humanities. Oh my god, that was a lot of reading and a lot of mispronunciating. My head hurts. Let's change this one. Yay, we did a chat. Victorious. Yay. Let's take a break. Relax on the wall. Relaxing. Let's okay, we're all good. Hey dude, what's up? I've been learning a lot about systems, Dish says, early on the holopen, like the water cycle and the nitrogen cycle, food webs and decomposition, stuff like that. It's pretty cool, even if it's all textbooks from the Earth. He looks wishfully at the wilderness. There's so much we don't know about this place. See what's... Go back. Bravery, perception. Let's see what's... Ooh! Log. Shovel, toughness, and friendship. 3 toughness. How's my toughness look? I could go for some points for toughness. It's not always shoveling. You sometimes get to control the huge robotic vehicle that's been fitted with a plow. The robo plow is massive and intimidating. You can easily grind through rocks or even trees. But the colony only has one, so you have to be very careful when you give instructions. You're tasked with taking a bunch of rocks out of the field and give the robo plow to do it. Kyle loads the software up the holopine. There is a lot of going on. All the digital gauges and a lot list of possible sub-runner and perimeter. Solane, he says, nervously poking at the interface. Do you want to try doing this? Let's use the brain, I guess. I get the thingy and reasoning. Okay, easy peasy. You give it the dimensions of the fields you're plowing and desired path, and add a sub-routine for the rock removal indicating the general size of rocks. The machine whirls and adjusts its digging tool to set of work. You get the field cleared a record time, and Cal enjoying half of the day off. Shoveling. All right, let's hmm. Like this. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yay, we win. We win, chat. You're at lunch with your parents, sliced soy cakes and watery broth again. Great. When they put down their culinary and look at each other, then you. Selene, your mom says, there's something we should tell you. We tried to shelter you from some things, but we think you should know why you've been working so hard in geoponics. There's a meeting after lunch, and I want to come with us. Okay. You follow your parents to the couch room. Mars has also tagged along. You get to take a seat near them as your mom and Auntie stands to address the council. After it officially calls the meeting, she gestures to your mom. I'm not going to mince words, your mom says firmly. All our efforts to increase food production in geoponics has failed, especially given the failure of the pixie beans. The destruction of the field during the last attack put the nail in the coffin. By the end of the year, the colony will run out of food. The rest of the council members in concern, you and Mars exchange horrified look. You've been doomsaying about our food supply for 2 years, Fululu. Rex says, do you mean to say we're passing the point of no return? I'm afraid so. Even with rationing, with us securing the very minimum food source, our supplies will run out of the wet season. She gestures to Annie, whose face is grave. Annie and I have gone over the supplies to come up with food plans. We're crunched the numbers. Your mom sighs and spreads her hands. I'm sorry, geoponics should have been produced better by now. We should have been able to wean ourselves off of soy rations. During the wormhole transit, when we lost our hydroponics in the hull breach, she sighs again. I know I've said it so many times, but our crops just don't grow here. We needed some algae tanks. We needed the microbial soils from Earth. It's not my mom's fault. It's not. The survival of the colony shouldn't rest on one person's shoulders. It's not fair. She's been working harder than anyone. She did everything she could. The council mumbles agreement. You decide they probably never really blamed her or your dad. The only holdouts is Mars, who crumbles her arms and grumps, clearly a problem with leadership. So what do we do now? Instead of starving to death isn't an option. No, it isn't, your mom replies. We need to secure a food source from this year before our rations run out. We're working double shifts in geoponics, but it's not enough. We need more people planting, treading soil, and we need more hands. I can pull back in the surveyors that focus on foraging native plants, Utopia offers. Even the young folks can help if they're proving themselves. Round the survey equipment. Oh, round the survey equipment. They prove themselves. Round the survey equipment and send the Hullum letter. This has been a burden of geoponics for long. Eric says it's time we all step up for our future. Okay, so I'm gonna guess work more there then. No? You can hear Dad sneeze all the way from engineering, explosive like he's trying to scare away the predators. He's wiping his nose out as you approach on a handkerchief, bloated with skimmering pink. Lately, he's also surrounded by fine dusting of pink pollen that clings to his. Wherever he goes, you keep brushing the glittering off the things in your quarters. He gives you a hug and brushes the pollen off your shoulder, laughing self-consistently. You haven't heard him laugh much lately. He's been working hard, trying to improve the colony food supplies. He's showing signs of malnourishment too, though your mom is worse. You're worried for both of them. Your dad's skin is kind of shiny in patches. He sees you staying, rubs off his hands and arms, sparkling dust, poofs of him in like clouds, getting the light. Oh yeah, the new symptom. He seems harmless though. Should be wearing a mask. And hide his beautiful face, he laughs, rubbing his, especially now that it sparkles. He makes a big chunk of his pockets. Oh, I guess I left respiratory back in the variants. Oh. Your dad sniffles. Gosh, I feel like someone stuffed a whole wada pod up my nose. He says, like I could just poke his stick up in there and poop fresh watato juice. Ew, gross. He just grins. Well, it's true. You follow his gaze upon the field until it lands outside the gate. I wonder if the foragers could use an extra hand. He amuses himself. Yeah, maybe I'll join them out there tomorrow. Neither of our parents take proper care of themselves. They're so stressed out from the poor harvest and low food supplies. They try not to let you see it, but you can tell. Maybe your dad is right. A little seasonal ill is nothing compared to the dangers of running out of food. You ask your mom if you're looking for people for the working for sure, kiddo. She tells you, I'm assuming you've been studying upon biology. School comes first. Ready. Your mom claps at your back. Oof, she's as strong as she looks. Great, she says. Come and see me in geoponics when you're ready to start. I'll be more fun than wheeling dirt around. It's a proud day for your mom. You're finally following in her footsteps. She meets you at the gate of the garden. Hello, Sprout. Sproutmo. And it says, sounds chipper. Come on, we got a lot of stuff to cover before you're able to keep up with the rest of us. Finally, some real farming. Your mom shows you around the fields and geoponics domes. You mostly be working in the fields with the hardier earth crops and potatoes and the corn, as well as the native plants we managed to cultivate. She shakes her hand, and with the state of the crops right now, we need a miracle. She's right. The crop you're wearing meager, slightly yellow soybeans and potatoes with lush, enormous leaves, but barely any potato in their oil. You spend the rest of the day pulling weeds and watering plants. You're dirty up your waist to the time. Just give me a moment. Okay. Cal gives you a high five, invites you for a cool drink in the cafeteria, and all other accreditators joins you. Of all the places in the colony you work, geoponics is most like a family. Maybe because they're always been your family. Thanks to your mom and dad. Someone broke into the garden last night and stole some green tomatoes. What a waste. Not only were they probably too bitter to eat, now they have the seed of replant. Your mom is furious. Your mom calls everyone for a full-hand meeting. She looks for him and surveys his group. All right, farmers, listen up. Based on the projection, geoponics should have been producing 70% of the colony food by the end of the third year. She says the rest would be provided by stored rations and hyperphonic algae greenhouse abroad, the stratosphonic. The agriculture is all not. Everyone knows where this is going. Because we lost so much of our equipment in the wormhole, so that we saw it. Oh my god, it's so much difficult to read all this. We're nowhere near the production we need to be at. We also hope to have domesticated at least one native crop, but as we found out from the pixie beans last year, we have more work to do that front. She looks everyone in the eye. You're all my people, my family. I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you. The colony is going to fail if we don't get a handle on the agriculture production. People will die. You feel a pit in your stomach, and that's just from hunger. You feel imagine someone as strong as your mother just wasting away. Your mother pulls up a helper screen outlining work plans for the season. You feel your only holopon pulse as you receive a copy. There's so much life on this planet, your mother says, but it seems to fight us in every turn. A sent soil chemistry analyst to your palm, courtesy of Genoa. The soil needs to be conditioned extensions to support earth crop. We need to cultivate more variant crops in partnership with the foragers. We need to salvage what we can of hydroponics and get what's running by the end of the year. Your mother would never stoop to being beaten, but you can see the lines of fatigue around her eyes. I'll take a superhuman amount of work to turn this around, but it is still possible, she says. You are the people who still save the colony. I believe us and the miracles can perform. Thank you for being here to do the work. Now let's get going. 2, 2, 4, 4, 5. Right on the dot. Nice. Let's see the expedition of vegetable. Hey, Eggy. Oh, hey there. The topic greets you warmly as you muster for your first expedition, the forage team. So, Lane, I'm glad you could make it. We need everyone who can get out here right now, boosting our food supplies. I'm ready to sniff out those tasties. Good luck hunting out there, she says, handing you an oversized backpack. More like a basket than a pack. Use your holopon to identify edible and medicinal plants and just throw them in here. I'll sort them back in the base guy. Oh, and keep a lookout for creatures. It's pretty peaceful out here in the valley, but even a little bug will get you if you're not careful. Go slow, pay attention to your surroundings. If you're unsure about something, don't approach it. Stay on the path and don't get lost. We don't call it Valley of Vertigo for nothing. Any questions? No. Will Dish be with us this time? Nah, Dish is good at finding new things. He's just so much the same thing over and over. You'll be okay though, she considers. You won't be alone out there. And don't work. You're able to leave if you tug or snaps your fingers. Hold up, Selene. We're also investigating some species that might be domesticated. Those we'll tag and capture. Ideally, we're looking for herbivorous creatures that already live in herds. Either produce something edible or produce quickly enough you can slaughter them for meat. Okay. Okay, go down. I was like, wait, where? Oh, let's see what I find. Something about the ground here draws your attention. It's all lumpy. What could it be? Scope it out. Challenge. Oh my god. Go is 30. Is that 63? Jesus. Okay, the robots is 11, 11, 11. I mean 11, so let's see what's this. Okay, yeah, this is ridiculous. This is... This is... I guess the best I could do. Whatever, these things are getting more... Well, it's a Watata minefield underground. The recent forage... They're so dang heavy in the calorie to weigh ratio isn't up to them, but most are young, but you find the right one, dig in, right back to the depot. A curious recurve blocks your path. It's acting strange. It keeps crumbling up trees and hanging upside down to get a different angle to look at you, then dropping down when you try to pass underneath. It may be small, but at least attempting to be intimidating. They must mean something. It's not interested in your pet critter, it's interested in you. Even bright eyes looks unsure and hides between your legs. Approach it. Challenge time. Let's see how... Oh my god. Wait, this is already round 2? This is ridiculous. Yeah, this is insane. Yeah, it's... Wait, what? Oh my god, I'm just confusing myself so badly. Oh my god, this is... Yeah, I screwed up this one badly. I gotta give up, I give up. The vein runs up to your leg. It's a giant spider thing and it's just got weird tangles and... get it off. And you succumb to the urge to dance around it and shake it. The very trips and vision scrums out to the forest. You're too worn out and try to... Okay. Just... relax on the wall. Fish gives you a short nod as you climb up the walls and take your place nearby. He's good company if you're looking for a kind of company. Oh yeah, get rid of this one. It's time for Minimalia, the yearly midsummer celebration which kind of gives thanks for your good fortune. Well, it would be, but as you file in the main square, you can't find but notice the feast table is nearly empty. What Annie lacked in resource, she made up for with care, and the dishes are lovely plated. Soy cake, glistering steam rises from bun steamer. Soy, and there are great pitcher of vegetable broth rendered out from even the most edible food scraps. There's a neat stack of sugar cubes for dessert. Oh, sugar, what a luxury! An underwhelming feast will be the highlight. Governor Eric's welcoming speech this year is short. Her frail body trembles as she welcomes you all to the venue like for dry, whispery voice. When she has to be helped off stage, like all of you, we're all been feeling the effects of famine. I'll try that. Com adds something new every year, but one really at the best given the rationing. Running around sweating as the hot sun seems like a luxury nobody can afford, even your energetic kids. There's spectators listily waves fans that Com announces this year's edition will be thumb rustling. Last 30 seconds wins and Com and get time penalty. Alright, let's do this. 1, 4, 4. Okay. Whatever. Let's see. This one's already read, so. What if I put this here? Whatever. Yeah, these are getting more difficult. You don't beat Kama in the tournament. Nobody can. He's the best. But you do manage to hold through 30 seconds, 30 cents, seven moving fake outs and double fake outs. The man is master. In fact, the things you learn from Kama in those 30 seconds can be applied to the bot you have to wrestle at the end of the contest. You win there where you've never noticed before how much bot wrestling is fitness, not just brawn. Popular. Okay, cool. You win handily and wins the outcome for being unfair, but still takes second place. Okay. Let's go back to exploring. Maybe we could find something interesting to help the community or something. You come across a cluster of mushrooms. Are they edible? There's only one way to find out. Identify. Four. Oh, okay. Maybe if I do this, so then. Four. I put. Or how the. Yes, finally. Victorious, hooray! We got 2 for biology, that's good. You determine that these mushrooms are only dangerous but explosives as well. You mark their location down on your hollow pin so other foragers know to stay clear of the area. It rings you a few quotas for good scouting. A line of termite-like insects crosses the path. If you're curious, you follow them to the destination. A massive sponge-like hive of crawling bugs, retching with life. The bugs are tending to larvae nestled in the holes, the sponge feeding the rich royal jelly that oozes from the hive. You step in closer look and hear a warning hiss from above. Atop the hive is the queen, whatever it is. Wait, no, this is the hive. Wait, is this a bigger hive? Her abdomen has swollen and lodged in one of the ground here, rendering her immobile, but not defenseless. The hive queen groans and growls at you, and the air prickles with burning flavor acid. This must be some sort of defense acid spray. Challenge, hopefully we don't die. Yeah, this is bad. Yeah, defeated. You duck and weave, but the queen is too sad for your tricks. You blast in the face of acidic acid of reference. You leave that empty-handed. Oh my god. You find a trip a large tasty on plant, kind of. You heard of a sort of animal too, like a lot of creatures around it. It kind of defies whatever it is. It's huge. It's probably taller than you are. Harvest. You start breaking out fresh and young looking sprouts. Analyze that. Two, three. Two, 3, 5. Ugh. This sucks. You keep shuddering. You hear low, long whistles and realize it's coming out of the trumpet holes, like a very quiet bagpipe slowly contracting. Continue. It's a large enough trumpet that you're able to completely fill your basket before even touching the tender meat. The trumpet is looking kind of bare, but you're sure it will grow more stalks. You make a note of the map, but I'll let you never find it again. Yeah, these are getting more harder, and more difficult. The dense cloud of pollen makes it hard even to see your hand in front of you. Face here. It's a good thing you have a helmet with a filter. It's not perfect though, it does help visibly. Be patient. The pollen clouds eventually shift. You're able to see a glimpse of pathway through. Show through. No problem this time. Cool. Egg. You come to a tree into a large grassy clearing in the middle. It is, well, you can only describe it as pedestrian. In the middle of the crowd flowers sat a massive egg, easily larger than any egg you've seen. Take it. You put it 1 foot and brace yourself. This thing is huge. However, as you do, the pedestal starts moving, and it starts growling. The flowering appendages of front to reveal the face of... Oh my god, what the heck is that? A manticore. It narrows its feline eyes at you and rumbles its warning and stands. That's challenge. Not a smart thing, but... let's see how badly this ends up. Man, oh man. Yeah, these are getting really ridiculous. You hear a sharp whistle and then the man jerks towards back with you. You're too from the fall for your eyes to focus properly. But a tall someone strides out of the forest as you sit shocked. They carefully take the egg from you and return it to the nest. The bees multiply to check the egg over and over and constantly glares at you. Just as you're starting to shake the fog from the head and from across your relays, the figure's gone. Yes. Relax on the wall. Get rid of that. Let's try to get rid of the lower numbers. That's... Ooh, wood. Work in the farm. You overhear Chief start begging your mom to give her extra rations for the children in the creche. It's hard to hear your mom turn away her, but what choice does she have? At the head of the kitchen, and he stops by often with a can't sense of how she was stretched to the meals this week. Every time she leaves looking a little bit over older and fatigued. It's so discouraging field work. Oh, okay. Your dad is total nerd when it comes to crunching statistics about the colony food production, though you learn that the average person eats approximately 200 kilograms of dry rations every year. That works out about 200,000 calories a day. There are about 100 colonists to feed and 2,000 calories a day, so that year you need to produce about... Oh, well, no matter how many times you think it over, the math is grim. Even with all the hard work, geoponics is producing far less than colonies to survive. It's also hopeless. Don't. Okay, I'm just... can't read right now. Yeah, I finally won something. Okay, that's cool. Hey, Dish. Nothing. Alright, let's keep on going. I hate how I'm failing all these challenges, man. Oh, okay. Around in a couple minutes after I finish this, I'm gonna end the stream. With all the reading, I'm like, ugh, I'm getting so tired of reading a lot. Oh, look at. Okay, let's see what this is. An enormous tree forms part of the path here. Its roots cut natural stairs in the path, and its magnificent canopy of large, flat leaves completely blocks out of the sky. They arch overhead across around them. The sun of the dark is gloomy and uneasily cool and filled with whispering of leaves. You get the sense that something is aware of the presence. Whisper back. Hmm. Oh, this should go here then. No, 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 no. Okay, that's a little better. Not by much, but still, you know. I'm not trying to do that. I don't know how you... Okay, maybe I could do this, you know. This is just a mess. Oh, thank God. We did a chat. In nearby leaf on flowers and for two large hard nuts, you feel the sense of peace and cooperation washing over you, like you and the tree have understanding. Bringing it back to Utopia. You are a forager after all. Utopia can't figure out what to do with these. Exclamation point. Question mark, I mean. I don't know why I call it exclamation. You find a healthy blep of bush and harvest some of the leaves to bring back to the colony. Utopia beyond excited when she sees your haul. Oh, blep, she cries, shoving her hands right into the basket of her saying, "Sorry, you're the boy after my own heart." She plops a leaf in her mouth and chews on it, and then says, "Whoa," she cries, they'll perk you up, but good. Annie brews a heck of a cup with the stuff, but me, I prefer it raw. She points out, "Don't you go getting any funny ideas. She'll turn you green and give you spots crushing your heart of that. Don't chew them." Good boy. Utopia is probably exaggerating about the cosmetic effects, but she must have a good reason. Blep leaves, the leaves probably stunt your growth or something. Let's go this way. Eggy! Exclamation point. This is exclamation. You spend some time working in geoponics, so you know your way around a plant or two. Walking through this area, you notice something different about it. The bare ground feels bouncy like a trampoline, and the plant all look weirdly stunted. Not a lot can stifle nature here, so it's honestly a little weird that there's no grasses or mosses. You peer down at only bounce ground. It's pinky fleshy. Wait a minute, is it even ground? You know, take a closer look. More like a kind of dense moss or coral. Maybe you press a hand into moist, squishy substance. It smells sweetly and starchy like cake. It blankets the ground with a thick-like layer, swallowing up everything it touches. Gross, but it smells good. You dig a large chunk of sponge cake up the brick back to brim, rather than a sneaky, but you have a good feeling about this one. Oh, this thing again. Your path is blocked by a massive 8-legged xenofauna, something between a spider, a squid, and a bear. It's in range, grunting fiercely and bashing itself against trees. It rocks at random. You duck and hide as it glares your direction. It breathes heavily, dozens of eyes gleaming at madness. Let the creature sniff you. The larger creature makes a cuffling noise like a tiger, a bassy, vibrating sound that ruffles your feathers for content is not going to eat Bright Eyes. You keep back and let them introduce themselves. Bright Eyes isn't intimidating in the slightest. In fact, it seems really totally relaxed in the presence of this hulking beast. They touch tentacles and sniff each other, and your raker even curls up in bigger one's arm for a while. Wait, they look like a parent and child. Is this another life phase of the Verkra? After a while, your huge Verkra leaves harmlessly. You're happy your little buddy got some social time with their own species. Oh, such a silly little thingy. You come across a veritable feast of berry bushes. Research them first. Please let it be a... Uh, card becomes mental blue. 2, 2, 2. 2, 3. Okay, let me... I need to get rid of these crappy cards. Okay, 2, 2, 3, 3. Two, 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 5. Wait, what was? It was 26. Okay, let me go back to 26. Oh shit, I forgot what it was. Okay, just pass through. That's fine. Your research confirmed that these blueberries are edible. Harvest them. You harvest the blueberries by a handful, filling your basket when you bring them back to us, so she says are favorable. Here, sweet. They're delicious. Exclamation point. You're alone exploring the unmapped area valley of Vertigo. The pollen is thick here and your air filter is overworked. A warning light has been flashing orange for the last 10 minutes. But there are plants here that you've never seen before. Flowers with intense rainbow hues and strange lumps of fungal matter, which pulse as they're breathing. You cut some samples. Utopia will give you extra kudos for them. The pollen is certainly thick up here. Pollen. Press forward. You push forward and the suffocating pink fog is so thick you can only see a few meters ahead. You follow the glimmering towards it, where it's denses. You come upon a glade filled with what it looks seems to be a strange eutorbius. They loom on the glittering fog, each the shape animal. They all form from the same spongy glittering pink substance dotted with finger-length fungal growths. You're distracted by almost a fall large hole center, checking for danger. You've seen a plant-like animals before. Are these torpedoes actual predators waiting for you to get close? You watch them carefully with the edge of the gland. They're completely still, not breathing. There's no life sign. Good. Take a sample of the fungus. As you bend down to take a sample, you realize the dense, shimmering haze is coming from the torus. The fog is seeping out of the holes at the end of each fungal growth. You break off a few of the growth into collection vial. Inspect. Over here are chosen large dog-sized quadruped, which means kneeling so far to look lifelike. As you get close, you realize the growing vision that once a living creature now close and transformed into sparkling pink fungus. It's dead. Look in the hole. Dark down, there's oblivious but not silent. Some kind of strange rhythm coming in further inside the cave. Alright, here comes to being stupid. Climb into the hole. You make your way down the gentle slope towards this cave. The thick, shimmering pollen makes it hard to see. Three glowing vats set in the floor like neon hot tubs and an old-fashioned mechanical interface set into the cave wall. Reflecting glow from the vast flickers and the cave ceilings, ghost-like and beautiful. You feel a strange urge to take off your mask and stay a while. Unmasked, the cross in the cave slip into your arms in the glowing vats. The liquid feels warm and almost alive. Oh no. Instantly you feel like your mind blasted open by everything at once. A thousand pairs of eyes all turned in terrible gaze upon you. Thrown back a shock which brings you to your senses with a snap. The appalling sparkling dust feels like tiny knives in your sinus and heavy. Choking pain in your lungs. What did you take off your mask off? Several days later, you wake up. You don't remember much, just as great choking heaviness in your lungs and world swaying you close up. You have snippets of concussion thought from the last. You remember. You remember Tammy sitting by your side, her cool hands on your forehead, but she's dead. That part must have been a dream. It feels like you had a fever once and how sticky, itchy all over. You've been boiled alive. All right, you live, but your body took a serious hit and may never be quite the same. You're back! Yay! All right, let's save. It's like 2 hours and 18 minutes, so. All right, everybody, thank you for watching my stream, and I hope you all enjoyed. I may. Actually, I don't think I'll be streaming again. I feel tired after all that reading, but we made progress. Not good progress, but progress. All right, everybody, have a good day, evening, afternoon, good night, and hope you come back next time, tomorrow. I'll be streaming again. What I'll be streaming? I don't know. Maybe Sam Max. I gotta get back to Sam Max again, too. So, all right, happy Pride, everybody. Bye.